Good morning, good afternoon, and or good evening. We are going to discuss the instructions for the summative task, which will end our semester. And the instructions can be found on section 11.1 in our Canvas notebook. If you open it, you would see something that looks like this, and I will read it from the top. The unit title is Designing Solutions for Space Travel Living Facilities. Statement of inquiry: innovative systems can support human activity in new environments. Task-specific clarifications, and they're important to be discussed because this is what I am going to be looking for. In criterion A, I need you to explain and justify the need for a solution to a problem. In criterion B, you will develop accurate plannings, drawings, /diagrams, and you will outline the requirements for the creation of your solution. Criterion C, we need you to demonstrate excellent technical skills. By excellent technical skills, we mean that you need to show me, you need to prove to us that you gave us your very best when constructing your solution. And criterion D, describe, after you finish, how your product can be improved, and I need you to describe the impact that you think your proposed solution will have on its target audience, on the audience that you're creating it for. The ATL skills that I want you to develop are media literacy skills and critical thinking skills. Now, once we go over this, you will see the instructions of the summative can be downloaded from the following link. If you click on it, it will open, and I have it open here so we do not distract you from it. The other thing, before beginning to work on the summative, watch the following video, which is what I'm recording now. That's why you cannot see it here. So the video will guide you through the instructions. Let's go back to the instructions, and I will maximize, and here we are. We open with the same terms that we already covered, so I'm not going to go there. And to make it easy to understand, I added blocks to the documents in which I highlight the most important parts that I need to discuss. Now, the first one, what is known as the GRASP model. The GRASP is what makes, or what should make, this project relevant to you. This is how we create the scene on which you will develop what you are being asked to do. The goal, the GRASP model, is composed of a goal, a role that you play, an audience, a situation or context, and a description of the product. The goal is, your goal is to design innovative systems that can support human activity in new environments. Your role will be the head of the Mission Design Division at NASA. NASA does have indeed, and that's why I included the link for the reference, a Mission Design Division. The Mission Design Division, or MDD, supports the full mission life cycle in the areas of early concept development, mission design, prototyping, that is creating a prototype, mission implementation, our capabilities, and this is in their point of view, includes flight hardware, development, integration, and test, launch, and operation. So that is the division that's in charge in NASA of covering everything related, every aspect related to the missions that are put together. If you aim to work in NASA and you like what you're doing now, this is the division that you have to aim for. Just to let you know. Now, your audience, your target audience is the directors of mission design, in other words, your peers, people that you work with / work for. The situation that you're in is the following. NASA needs your talents in the fields of space mission design, bringing together your knowledge of spatial design, space travel conditions, and living facilities for extended periods of time while in space. And your product or solution. For the summative, students will be required to apply the concepts previously presented and researched during the school year related to the aspects that compose a space mission in general. Now, The instructions that you need to keep in mind. Again, I divided this into blocks. One block tells you what you need to develop, and the other block tells you what you need to report or present. This should also give you an idea. If you need a checklist, for example, you can print it out or work on it digital and check out the items as you go. What do you need to develop? Number one, you create a company name, a company logo for your space administration company or agency. You did this already. If you need to polish your design to accommodate it to this request, do it. Step B, you develop or identify a problem that we have right now on Earth, which could be solved with a mission to space in which we discover and colonize a planet. You have to identify what is the reason that takes you to space. And we usually do it to solve a problem. To give you one example, one of the concerns of Elon Musk for colonizing Mars is making life available, living conditions available to the inhabitants on Earth on different planets, because we have a population explosion in our planet and we may need the extra space, believe it or not. Another example, one of the reasons why NASA is planning to colonize the moon within a very short period of time is to create a branch in which they would be able to launch missions further in space. Instead of going from Earth to Mars, for example, you would go from the moon to Mars, therefore giving you a catapult, so to speak, or a starting point. So every mission has a reason to do. And finally, well, you create a name and a logo for your mission, just like you saw that Apollo 13 has its own mission logo. Which, by the way, the anniversary for Apollo 13 was this past Saturday. It was in the news, and I'll bring that up later on during the next couple of days. Now, the other point you need to develop, and perhaps this is the core of the activity, are the following questions that are related to your space mission. These were discussed by you already, and if you go back in your mind to the lessons that we learned in space travel, which were given by your peers in December, this is where this comes from. Now, these questions are simpler in scope, and these are the questions. Number one, what will be the roles for the members of your crew? In other words, you're going to have a captain, science officer, etc. So, first thing you do is you specify what are the members. Question, how will you keep food supplies in space? How will you make sure that your ship has adequate temperature, oxygen, pressure, and gravity? What is the best way to power your spaceship? How will your spaceship communicate with Earth? What materials will you use to build your ship? A little hint there, transparent aluminum, just saying. But Elon Musk is working with steel, so you are able to stretch your imagination always. What is the look of the spacesuits that the crew of the ship will wear? This is something, we didn't cover this, but it's part of what you have to think of. And how will you deal with medical emergencies in space? And if you answer these questions and you complement them with the elements stated in items A, B, and C, you've got your mission right there. There's only one step left, and we'll go over that in a moment. I do include some optional items that if you want to include them, the only thing I would ask you is explain why you think they'd be useful. They are theoretical, but many scientists believe that they are, and I agree with them, that they are within the realm of possibility. Teleportation, cloaking devices, and warp speed capacities. Now, when it comes time to present or report, this is what you need to present or report. I urge you to keep it one item per slide for the sake of clarity and understanding. The first thing you need to present is the justification for your mission. These has just 3 items. You present and explain the name and logo for your space company or your spaceship. You explain what is the purpose of your mission and what problems are you trying to solve with your mission. Please notice that we are making constant reference to everything that is included in the developing section. And last but not least, why is your space mission the best possible solution for that problem, which goes along with the criteria about justifying your work. Second, let me magnify just a bit. Second, we need you to mention what are the components of your mission. These are the same items that you researched and answered for section 1D, which is this that you saw here. And item C is the design of your spaceship. And this is one of the things where you imagine, this is one of the aspects of the assignment in which you have to let your imagination run wild. Your ship can look the way that you want it to look. As long as you can defend your drawing, I'm happy. I need you to include concept drawings or plans or prototypes. Prototypes are little models, little physical models. Your models can be either physical or digital, which means that if you want to do a little physical model, that's fine. If you want to design it using a 3D digital tool like Tinkercad or Minecraft or Sculptress or Paint 3D or any other tool that you like, that's fine. You can use whatever tool you're more comfortable with, okay? The important thing is that the audience who sees your work will be able to think that they can do it because you did it. It has to be able, it's something that has to be relatable. In terms of shape, form, or size, that's entirely up to you. As long as we can see it when you're reporting or presenting, I'm happy. Then we move on to the final. I apologize because this is supposed to be a D. And I will correct it right now. Thank you. This is an explanation. The last thing you add is an explanation of how your mission could be improved and an explanation of the impact it will have on your peers and the world in general. And that, my friends, is your summative. If you have any questions, look me up in Teams chat. I'm always there. I'm always available to answer your questions through Teams chat because the answers that we give you there are always left on the chat boards. In case anybody has the same question, you will see it there. And I will interact with you live via chat when you need it. So that being said, I miss you horribly, but believe me, I do. And I urge you to do our part, to do your part, to do our part, to get out of the emergency for the pandemic together and as soon as possible. We will be back in school before you know it. And until then, stay safe, stay healthy, God bless, and take care. I'll see you soon.